Welcome to the Interesting Stories YouTube channel, where we share DNA Doe Project identifies elderly woman found in clandestine grave as Evelyn Dottie, Lees. I am happy to announce that the DNA Doe Project has been able to identify Florence Junction Jane Doe 1988 as Evelyn Dottie, Lees. Below is some additional information about our work on this identification. After 36 years of anonymity as a Jane Doe discovered buried in a shallow grave near Florence Junction, Arizona, Evelyn Dottie Lees has been identified by the DNA Doe Project. Born in 1898 in Salt Lake City, Utah, Lees was living in Scottsdale before her disappearance. The investigation into the circumstances of her death was handled by the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. At the time of the discovery of her remains in 1988, authorities estimated that the unknown woman was between 50 and 99 years old at the time of her death, but believed that she would be on the younger side of that estimate. In actuality, she was 88 or 89 years old when she died. Her father was British, and her DNA relatives were spread across a broad geographic area. Dr. Bruce Anderson, forensic anthropologist with the Pima County Office of the Medical Examiner, brought the case to the DNA Doe Project in 2023, hoping that genetic genealogy analysis of the remains would yield leads to her identity. I responded in 1988 to the desert clandestine grave and have been trying to get her identified for nearly 35 years. He explained in an email to the nonprofit group's director of case management. Like many DNA Doe Project cases, the work to identify Dottie Lees was funded by donors to the nonprofit, who contributed nearly $5,000 toward the lab fees and case management costs. The process of investigative genetic genealogy involves creating a DNA profile for the unidentified person, then analyzing the lists of people whose profiles are a partial match to the unknown person to build a family tree. Using traditional genealogy techniques and records, researchers typically go back many generations and sometimes hundreds of years to identify common ancestors before they start to build forward in time to find the identity of the Jane or John Doe. After bone samples from the remains were processed to produce a DNA profile uploaded to GMatch Pro and Family Tree DNA, it took a team of expert volunteer investigative genetic genealogists a matter of hours to find Dottie's branch of the family tree. A team of 9 investigative genetic genealogists worked on the case together during a weekend retreat. The case really started to heat up when we identified a married couple from the 19th century who shared DNA with the Doe, said Lance Daly, team co-leader. The Doe's estimated year of birth was about 1900. Therefore, we knew we were looking at the names of her possible grandparents. Her recent British heritage meant that her DNA matches came from all over the world, said team co-leader Matthew Waterfield. Although they were fairly distant relatives of hers, our team quickly found connections between them, and they led us to Dottie within hours. The DNA Doe Project is grateful to the groups and individuals who helped solve this case. The Pima County Office of the Medical Examiner, who entrusted the case to the DNA Doe Project, Astrea Forensics for extraction of DNA from bone and sample prep for whole genome sequencing, Azenta Life Sciences for sequencing, Kevin Lord for bioinformatics, GMatch Pro and FDDNA for providing their databases, our generous donors who joined our mission and contributed to this case, and DDP's dedicated teams of volunteer investigative genetic genealogists who work tirelessly to bring all our Jane and John Does home.